two brand new decks of cards, and here comes a new challenger on Card Shark. Bill Demian. Hello, Bill. Welcome. Why are you giggling when Bill comes out here?
Oh, that's quite an... Who could top that? I mean, I ask you.
My goodness, that's a very conservative outfit, Bill. Won't you tell us a little about Bill Demian?
My name is Bill Demian. I'm an ex-Los Angeles police officer, married, have 2 children, and I now live in Acton, California, where I have a ranch where I breed for racing mules.
Racing mules?
That's right.
Where do they race mules? I mean, I've bet on a few horses at Santa Anita that I thought were mules, but...
On a racetrack.
That's logical. I'd never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
It's become a very popular sport. There's 6 states now, the western states, we race mules in now.
Good. It sounds very interesting. Why don't you tilt your hat back a little bit so we can see you there, Bill? There you go. Get a little out of the shadows. I can see if you wear that outfit in the police department, no wonder he's now racing mules. Right? Happy to have you here, Bill. I hope you can have fun. You cut the cards?
Yes.
Good. Good luck. Good luck to both of you. We will start the match with a question to May. May, we asked 100 men who have been married for 50 years or more. Now that you've been married for 50 years, do you understand women any better? How many men admitted that after 50 years of marriage, they still don't understand women?
I don't think there's a man in the world that understands a woman's mind. I'm going to say the number would be very, very low. If they're telling the truth...
How many said after 50 years of marriage they still don't understand women?
I would say the number would be very low, about 23.
It sounds like your thinking was going the other way, May. Let me clarify that for you again. How many men admitted that after 50 years of marriage they don't understand women?
I understand the question. I would say it is 23.
23, okay. It's you'll forgive me, but it sounded like your thinking was going the other way. May says 23 out of 100 say they still don't understand women. Bill, what do you say?
I think it's going to be higher. If a man has been married 50 years, he's got to understand a woman by then. It's got to be higher.
But how many don't understand?
How many don't understand?
How many don't understand?
It's still got to be higher.
You say higher.
Right.
That wouldn't really work. The actual number of men married 50 years who still don't understand women is 68. Bill is right. It's higher. Bill starts off the match with an 8.
Change the 8.
That we understand. Get rid of the middle card. It is a 3.
Good. Higher.
Higher than a 3. A 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. A 7.
3.
Challenger gets off to a very good start. And the question goes to you, Bill. Bill, we asked 100 men. If your boss offered to double your present salary, if you'd take a job at a rival company and spy on them, would you do it? How many men said for double their salary they'd spy on a rival company?
Oh, yeah, I think a lot of men would. Money means a lot. And I think they're going to be a high number, 66.
66 out of 100 would take the other job to spy.
I don't agree with that. Regardless of the money, the principle is you still have to look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. And you wouldn't have much credibility if your cover ever got blown. I'm going to say the number would be lower.
Lower. That's pretty good terminology for an ex-policeman, isn't it? If your cover got blown, May, that's very good. Bill says 66, May says lower. The actual number of men who said for double their salary they'd spy on a rival company is 36. May is right. It is lower. And May starts off this game with a 10.
Ooh, I'm going to change that card.
Changing the 10 to a 2. Great change.
I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 2. A 9.
I'm going to freeze. I'm going to freeze.
And near the middle of the freeze, keeping your opponent away from the board. And May, this to you.
All right.
May, we asked 100 psychiatrists. Generally speaking, can a man and a woman who are lovers ever become just good friends? We've always heard that, right? Now they're good friends. Well, how many psychiatrists said lovers can become just good friends?
Well, I think you have to have a mutual bond to build a friendship on. If you become lovers and one of you drops out, you've still got something going for you. I would say the number would be relatively high. I'm going to say 62.
62 out of 100 psychiatrists said, yeah, after being lovers, they can become just good friends, Bill.
I agree. It's going to be a higher number. Once you become lovers, there's still an attachment there. You think of the person, it's going to be higher.
You say higher. I said, my thinking would be lower, but let's find out. The actual number of psychiatrists who said lovers can become just good friends is 67. Bill is right. It is higher. Bill, I'm wrong, and you're right. You've got a 7.
Change it.
And now the middle card becomes a 9, the other side of the 8.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 4.
Higher.
For the first game in the match, is it higher? It is. Game 1 to Bill the Challenger. Game 1 to the Challenger is $100. That's very nice of you to congratulate him on that, May.
Oh, you good sport.
So now we set up for game 2 as Janice deals out the same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the deck. And Bill, we start with a question to you. Bill, we asked 100 third-grade boys, is a woman allowed to be president of the United States? How many third graders said no, a woman is not allowed to be president of the United States?
I think that number is going to be rather low. Third grade boys don't know too much about presidents, this type of thing. I think the number is going to be 30.
30 out of 100 say no, a woman is not allowed to be president of the United States.
I think the number's going to be higher because kids are getting smarter all the time. Television is educating them, and we all know if you're over 35, born in the United States, you can become president. Now that we have mayors and governors that are women, I'm going to say we could have a woman president. They would say the number's going to be higher.
Higher. Well, the question again, May, was the third grader said, how many said that no, a woman is not allowed to be president? He said 30.
I would say the number would be lower than I misunderstood the question.
All right, now are we getting her? I think that's the way your thinking was going,
Yes.
May. Forgive me again, but we always want to get what you think is the answer.
appreciate it.
Sometimes you get a little confused. That's
All righty.
30 for Bill, lower for May. The actual number of third grade boys who said no, a woman is not allowed to be president of the United States is 42. It is not lower. Bill, you got it. And May, forgive me on that. I hope we were not taking away from your answer, but we were just trying to clarify your reasoning
I
on that.
understand.
Sorry about
Thank
that, but it worked out for Bill.
Thank you.
And Bill gets to start off this game with a jack.
Change it.
Try to change the jack. Can he improve it? A 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. A king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. A 6.
Freeze.
Now we'll move over the freeze bar, and the question goes to you, May. May, we asked 100 women over the age of 90. When you first set up housekeeping, did you have an iceman who delivered to your home? How many women over 90 said when they first set up housekeeping, they had an iceman who delivered?
Well, I'm sure electricity wasn't that popular 90 years ago. I'm going to say a great majority of the women had an iceman, and if he was good looking, he probably came back more than once a day. I'm going to say the number would be 79.
See, I always know what May's thinking is, right? 79, Bill. What do you think?
I think the number is going to be lower. That many years ago, people didn't have ice delivered. There just wasn't ice around to be delivered, so it's got to be lower.
Lower. Oh, I remember picking up the little pieces of ice off the back of the truck and
Right.
giving away my age again. Well, there you go. 79 for May, lower for Bill. The actual number of women over 90 who, when they first set up housekeeping, had an iceman delivered to their home is 58. Bill is right. It is lower. More than half, but lower, and Bill has a 6.
Change it.
Changing the 6 to a 6.
Got to go higher.
Higher than a 6. An ace. We have a new champion. If it's lower, you do. Yeah, Bill wins it. Wow. May we have to say goodbye. I felt badly about getting the clarification on your answer and wound up costing you. I'm awfully sorry about that. But Nate, nonetheless, you're leaving us with $1,400. You are a delight, and enjoy that trip to Alaska, right?
Well, thank you. I'll send you a card.
I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, May. May Birch, come on down here, Bill. Our new champion, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Bill Demian goes for the big money in a moment. Right now, we take time out for this. Back with our champion, Bill Demian. We've already played the money cards once today, so we dealt them out during the commercial in front of our studio audience after I hope you gave him a good cut.
I sure did.
Good luck, Bill. Here's $200. And, of course, that choice of base cards, which can help you. And we'll start with 200 and a 9.
Change it. Change it. Change
Only
it.
allowed the one change. You must play this. A 2.
All of it higher.
For $400. Higher than a 2. Yes, with an ace.
All of it lower.
Trying to double it again for $800. Lower. Oh, and still a great card.
All of it lower.
1,600 if this is lower. And it is.
Yeah.
And you cleared the board on the bottom level. When we move up the middle card, we're going to give you another 200. You have 1,800. You don't have to play it.
Change that one. Throw it out.
You made a good change before. Let's do it again. Yes, an ace.
Nice. All of it lower.
Trying to double $1,800. Lower.
Oh!
Goodness gracious. Oh. It's one of those days, Bill.
That's all right.
No, it's not all right. It's pretty darn lousy is what it is. Come on down here, Bill. That's terrible. I really got the feeling well, we'll be back. Go away for a while. We'll be back. This has not exactly been a day to give away money, Bill. I'm sorry about that. Janice, why don't you deal out 2 brand new decks of cards? Let's see if we can get the luck changed as we meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Hello, Pam Miller. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, good. Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Okay.
Get comfortable.
My name is Pam Miller, and I'm from Temecula, California. That's out in Riverside County. And I am presently staying home taking care of my 2 little boys. You might say I have a child care center. I have 8 children that I take care of all day long.
All yours?
No, I'm not old enough to have that many children.
Well, you can have them all at one time. I mean, you take care of 6 other children besides yours, all right?
Right. They age from age 9 all the way down to 1 week old.
I thought we were trying to clarify another question here for a moment, Pam. I'm sorry about that. I see. It must be interesting to Phil with other children.
It is. It keeps me very busy.
Nice to have you here. You got the cards?
I sure did.
Then good luck. We will start with a question to Bill. And Bill, we asked 100 single women. Have you ever thought a man was in love with you, but then discovered all he wanted was sex? How many single women have thought a man was in love with them only to discover all he wanted was sex?
I think that's going to be a pretty high number. This happens a lot. I've heard people talk about it, and I know some girls that have told me about this, and it's going to be 76.
76 out of 100. I found that to be true, Pam.
I tell you, nowadays, men, that's all they want is sex. Sometimes the love comes with it, but most of the time it's sex. And I'm going to have to go higher than that.
Higher than that?
Yeah.
Do I detect a little bitterness in that, Pam? My goodness. Pam says higher than 76. The actual number of single women who've thought a man was in love with them only to discover all he wanted was sex is 51. It's not higher. It's a little lower, Bill. Still more than half, though. And Bill starts off the game with a 5.
Change that card,
Changing
please.
the 5 to a 7.
Oh.
Higher.
Higher than a 7. Oh, a 6 is not higher. And right away gets a free chance at a queen.
I'm going lower.
Lower than a queen, a 2.
Higher.
Higher than a 2, a 9.
Oh, please.
We move over the freeze bar. That protects that position, and we will quickly get into another question, Pam. We asked 100 pediatricians, should babies be kept on a strict schedule, or should they be fed whenever they're hungry? How many pediatricians said babies should be fed whenever they're hungry? We're running out of time, so just give me a number, Pam.
Most definitely. I think they should. And I'm going to say 80.
80. Higher or lower, Bill?
Higher.
Higher. The actual number of pediatricians who said babies should be fed whenever they're hungry is 81. I saw it. There it was. 81. It is higher, Bill. You got it. Sorry it came in late, but they know what the answer is.
Change
it's 81.
that card, please.
And he wants to change the 7 to an 8.
Lower.
Lower than the 8. No, an 8 is not lower. Pam, you've got a 9.
I'm going lower.
Lower than a 9. It is an 8.
All right, freeze.
We'll move over the freeze bar. We've run out of time. The whole world is falling apart on us, friends, so we're going to take time out for a while. We'll be back and finish this match and get ourselves together. We're going to a bye-bye. You're going to say goodbye. That's what I was saying. I told you everything's falling apart, friends. I'm leaving. We'll see you next time.
Some of our contestants will receive from Mr. Coffee a gift pack featuring America's #1 coffee maker and genuine Mr. Coffee accessories, including an extra decanter of Mr. Coffee filters, and a tray and light lunch from Lipton. Hot and hearty, satisfying dishes you make in a mug. More great taste from Lipton Light Lunch, it's delicious. And a tote bag in Unicap M from Upjohn. Contains 11 essential vitamins and 6 key minerals, including iron and zinc. Unicap M, because you need minerals too. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.